All right. Says I got one person watching. We're just a few minutes away from start time. If you could, tell me if you can hear music in the background or not. Yeah, if you're in the chat room, let me know if you can hear music playing or not. Thank you. And like I said, we're just a few minutes away from start time. We're waiting for the players to get ready, and then we'll get started. I'll be right back with you. All right, we're about to get started. And Tex, I hope they don't hit you too hard on that copyright strike there for you humming. I'm sure that you must have had it right on tune. Yeah. All right, this is the finals of the Platinum Division Race to 5 8-ball. And we got Kendall Eggert and Mason Cook. See if we can get a lag going here in a minute. Yeah, have you filled out the W-9? Oh, you did already? Are you taking the check for the team? I'll just take the check. Okay, then you don't have to fill it out again. Yeah, Jeannie, we got Mason and Kendall, and I'm gonna have Kaden in the booth with me here shortly. We're gonna get the perspective of a 10-year-old on some of this stuff and see what he thinks. All right, we're getting kicked off here. Let's see how this goes. All right, this is first break for Mason. He's scratched in the side. I can't tell. So no other balls went other than the cue ball. The cue ball went down. Kendall's checking out what pattern he might want to run here and which he wants to choose. Kendall is a pretty quick shooter once he gets his plan going, so shouldn't take a whole lot to get this going. All right, looks like he's going to take solids and shoot the one on the side. And I'm not sure what his plan is to roll up next. I mean, I would assume it's probably the 5-ball. He left himself open with a little bit here, but if he can shoot the 5 and just roll to the rail, he can shoot the 3, the 4. But shooting the 3, he probably wants to try to knock that 6 out a little bit. I don't think he wanted to miss that ball. I think he wanted to try to push the 9 out. Yeah. That is what he's looking at right now. So he's, I don't know if he can get the 2 by itself, maybe shoot it off the rail, or if he's going to have to shoot a combo. Yep, shot off the rail. He hit that good. Almost scratched. Now he's got to try to shoot the 4 and hold the cue ball. But it looks like he's going to try to roll up and push the 9 out of the way while shooting the 4. Well, he still didn't push it free. He pushed it out a little bit, pushed the 7 out a little bit, but he doesn't have it looks like maybe he might be able to get a shot on it if he can get in the right spot. All right, he's going to shoot the 6. Let's see where he goes with this. See if he got there. Looks like it's a little bit further than what he wanted. He just got to roll this one in. Hit that good. All right. That is 1 on the board for Kendall. Kendall's in the hot seat, or was in the hot seat, so he does not have a loss in this event. And this will be Kendall's first break. All right. So we had a dry break from Kendall. That's two dry breaks in a row. Just deciding which position he wants for the next ball, but I think he was thinking about his position. Maybe a little unsure. I'll be right back with you. All right. Kendall's taking advantage of that miss on the 6. Now for me, I'm taking this 9 ball right now while I can. There, you got open spots up there by the 11 and 14, but the 9 gets kind of tricky. You can either get the 9 and just pull over for the 13, or you can pull back for the 11 and then the 14. Maybe you take the 12 out here too. Frank made it. Yeah, that Preston and his future wife, giving him his pool table last night. What'd you think of that, Frank? Oh yeah, she's a keeper. She's a keeper. The line would be long if he messed that up. Looks like he's bringing out. I thought he was bringing out Shorty, but maybe not. All right, we got Kaden with us today. Kaden, what's your last name?
Hillman.
Hillman? How long you been playing?
3 years.
3 years. Well, we got 1-0 for Kendall there. Mason, he missed the 6 ball, and Kendall's pretty much got down to the 8, but he sort of got himself in a little bit of a spot, and he got up that little short cue. See if he can get over that 3 ball. He's gonna have to hit this good though, or it could be disastrous. That's what I was worried about. That 6 ball near that corner pocket made that pocket huge. So when the cue ball come off that, it was going in for sure, which is good for Mason.
Yeah.
So when Mason missed that 6 ball, it didn't hurt him as bad because of the jump and the cue ball going in there. But I'm interested in seeing what you think about some of these position shots and stuff that happen. You like the TV we use for that?
Yep.
It looks pretty good, doesn't it? So you guys playing a junior league?
Yeah.
Hey, Wambra. Kaden is actually, he plays out of the Mad Apple where Mason Cook plays out of, and it's Mason's dad's bar, actually. And Caden's 10 years old, and he's in the booth with us today. And he's going to talk, and we're going to see if we can't come up with some different views on this from a new player. All right, we got Mason's break, and this time he squatted the cue ball dead center of the table. He got a pretty good spread, and it looks like he's got his choice of what he wants.
Yeah.
What would you be taking here?
If it was me, I'd do solids.
Yeah, solids are spread out really well, and he's got a good ball to start on with that 2, and that frees up that 2 ball, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But he did not make a ball on the break, so this is Kendall. We're going to see what Kendall has going. There's been many breaks with no ball going in today. The matter of fact, every break nobody's made a ball except for the cue ball. You were definitely right though. The solids were definitely the way to go there. They had nothing tied up. So do you guys play multiple days a week at the Mad Apple, or?
Yeah.
Yeah. you playing on just one league team, or you play on multiple, or
We play on a Wednesday night league and a Sunday.
and a Sunday? Is it all 8 ball, or
On the Sunday we do 8 and 9, and
oh,
then on the Wednesday one we just do 8.
oh, that's cool. In the chat room here, they keep up with us and ask us questions and stuff like that, so we have to go through and watch it every once in a while. All right, Kendall's working on running out these solids. He run into a little bit of a spot here. He's trying to figure out where that, once he shoots the 6, where he's going to end up on that 4. And I believe they teach you guys to shoot for zones, don't they? So you're not shooting for a spot on the table. You're just trying to get into an area of the table.
Yeah.
It's a lot smarter play that way. And he's got a good out here. He's going to shoot the 4 ball down, stop and shoot the 6 in the corner, and he should be able to stop and get the 3. This should be a good run out right here. So are you planning on trying to play pool more as you grow up, or
Yeah.
do you like it a lot?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, believe it or not, there are a lot of pros out there that when they were your age, I knew them and they were playing in the juniors, and now I see them at the pro tournaments. Have you met Tyler
Yeah.
Steyer? Um, Actually, he used to play in some of our amateur tournaments, and then he ended up going to, now he's on Moscone Cup for 2 years in a row, which is amazing. Oh, and he just misses the 8. All right, that gives Mason a chance here. And since it's 1-1 now, that gives Mason a chance to take the lead for the first time in this match. Do many of your friends, like at school and stuff, play pool, or just you?
Not a lot, no.
Yeah.
Just me.
It's pretty incredible that more kids don't get into it, but they're pretty much into video games now, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you play many video games?
Not a
No,
lot.
no. It's just a different way of thinking when you're a pool lover. I started playing about the same age you are. Haven't ever been able to shake it. It's always been my hobby. There's nothing wrong with it, though. You definitely learn a lot from pool. All right, so Mason's he's just got to take his time and just make these 5 balls. You have to call Amy and make sure we can do that. All right, they had a question about a check, but I'm back now. All right, so Mason's got 3 balls left here. Actually, everything's sitting real good to just shoot it natural. He can just roll off the 11, just roll up a little bit and have the 8 right in the side. He just stunned it over a little bit. So have you won any tournaments yet?
Yeah.
Have you? What have you won?
I've won 3 juniors and 3 adult.
3 adult tournaments, like just like at the Mad Apple, or?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Um, you should come out to the BCA Worlds and play in the juniors there sometime. There's 300 tables set up in the same building. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, we set up 312 diamond tables in that building, and there's crazy amounts of pool. Mini tournaments, we run 700 and some mini tournaments every year. So like they go on for like a week. You can just go in the mini tournament room and just get in a tournament. You get knocked out, you just get right back in. They're like $10 a piece.
When I did nationals, there was like 100 tables, and that was a lot.
Yeah. Oh, which nationals did you go to?
Junior nationals.
Junior nationals, yeah. For the BEF,
Hmm.
yeah. The BEF is a good program. I know quite a few people that are involved with the BEF. All right, so that's Kendall's break. What do you think about this rack? What do you think you'd be taking here?
I think you might go stripes.
Yeah, stripes doesn't really have anything tangled up. You have a couple of balls that are sort of difficult to get on, but you can get them right here. You don't have to wait. You can take them out early.
I feel like if you do 9, 15, 11, maybe then the 14, 12, and then 10.
Yeah, yeah, or yeah, yeah. You're pretty close there. The 9, 15, or 9, 15, then the 10,
Yeah.
and shoot the 11 to come back to get the 14, 13. You can actually clear it either way. That's the neat thing about 8 balls, all the options.
Hmm.
And unlike rotation, you make a mistake. There's no real recovery other than kicking, or jumping. But in 8 ball, you can make a mistake and you can go, well, I'll just shoot this instead.
Yeah.
So, do your parents play pool too?
My dad does.
Does he? Okay. That's good. So, you guys have something you can do together.
Yeah.
You guys have any questions for Kaden? Just let us know if you do. Almost everyone that's in the chat room they're all avid pool players. They love to play pool just as much as we do. So sometimes they'll have questions, and sometimes they'll say stuff that's out of line, not very nice. There was a guy that been over to rack, and he his shirt was pulled up a little bit though, and you could see his butt there, and while he's racking, and they gave him all sorts of static about it. They told him that crack kills, and not really sure about that. Mason's got a little bit of a tough way to get out here. He's just got to roll this 14 on the side. Now, one thing that he did, you see what he did there where he played it off that 11?
Pushed it out.
Yeah, not only that, it made it really easy to make that ball on the side. Pushed it out off the rail so he has a better shot at it, and made the shot that he had in the side, which didn't have a really good angle. It was sort of a tough angle, but it made it a lot easier for him to actually pocket that ball. Oh, they did want to know if Kaden was spelled with a C or a K.
Okay.
With a K. So Wambra, it's spelled with a K. Hmm? Should the business name should show up on the check? What did she say to go ahead and do it? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Put the business name where it's supposed to go. Yes. No, it should print as his business name. All right. Hopefully, Kaden didn't talk you guys' ears off while I was gone. All right. So Mason's actually run this table out pretty good here. He's just got to just slowly roll this ball in. This is one of those ones you want to shoot about pocket speed because you don't want that cue ball doing anything crazy. It's going to be heading over towards the pocket. The tangent line should put it, about half a diamond out, but he just stunned it. He didn't want to care about where that ball was going to go. He just said, make this happen." All right, so we got 3-1. Mason sort of struggled in the beginning of this tournament. He had trouble with things going his way. Sometimes in a match, you'll be playing and the balls just don't ever seem to roll your way.
Oh.
And he had a lot of trouble with that, and everybody struggles with that. It's one of the worst things is it seems like every time your opponent shoots, they get safe and you don't have, a shot. And he experienced a lot of that in the 10 ball. All right, so Mason dropped a solid up there in the corner, and
one on the side.
Oh, was it the one on the side? So he dropped 2 solids. And of course, not really a shot on a solid. It's okay. I think the stripes are sitting well enough. Everything seems to be pretty well open once you get.
You might have the 7 too.
Yeah, he's looking at the 7. Yep, he went ahead and took the 7. Now the 7 ball. Now the solids are good. I was wondering if he could even see the 7 ball from the 11 because it's hard to tell from that angle. He's just seeing where he wants to hit that 2. Mason and his dad are pretty good about giving lessons to the juniors, aren't they?
Yeah.
That's really good. The Mad Apple seems to do a lot for the kids. Oh, somebody is asking you a question. Do you have any aspirations to play on the Moscone Cup team? Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, is that a goal of yours? You wanna
Yeah.
play on Moscone Cup? Well, their coach, which was Johan last year, I know Johan very, very well, and now their coach is Jeremy Jones, which I have the same name as, but he lives in Dallas, and I know him real well too. I think every kid should play on Moscone Cup, don't you?
Yeah. Looks like he got hung up a little bit.
Yeah, he did. He's in a tough spot. I mean, if the 6 ball wasn't there, you'd kick to the 10 pretty easy. He's probably going to be kicking for a hit and maybe a safe, but he doesn't have a lot of options. to kick and make a ball. There's way too much traffic. He might be able to kick the 10 ball back that direction, back to the right-hand side pocket, but it's still kind of tight. He doesn't like this either because he knows if he misses, Mason's going to get out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be kind of awesome. Yeah, I don't think they're letting us on the team, though. He tried to play that 15 off the rail, which would have been a fantastic shot from where he was at. Now, which pattern do you think you'd take on the rest of this rack? I mean, obviously, probably the 6 ball first, but
I think I'd go 6, and then the 3, and then 5, draw 2, and then 8.
yeah, that's a good option. Let's see where he goes with this. Yeah, he's going to jack up on this and draw this back. He's going to switch you up. He's going to go to the 2. Oh, you said 3 and then, yeah. But like we said before, there's 1,000 different ways to do it. And it's just about what you like to do, what feels good when you're shooting. It's not about anybody else.
I think on that 3, he's going to put it in the side.
Yeah, he got a little bit out of line there, didn't he? He probably wanted to roll a little bit further and shoot that in the corner and just glide down for the 8, but he's still got options here because he can actually come around 2 rails and get right behind the 8. And he's got a beautiful shot. That was fantastic. And that's another one for Mason. We got 4-1. Let's see, Mason. Did Mason break first? Oh, you weren't here when he broke, so I believe Mason broke the first rack. See if the chat room knows.
I'm pretty sure Mason broke the first one.
Yeah.
If this is their 6th game, Mason broke the last one.
Yeah. Yeah, so, yeah, that's right. He would be on evens. Kendall would be on evens. So, this rack's a little different. You know, they've had some really good spreads, which is good. Oh, I'm not sure what's going on there, but something got exciting. Looks like somebody knocked a bunch of stuff over. All right, let's see which way Kendall goes with this. Looks like he's going to try the 14 on the side. Oh, no, he's going to shoot solids. Sometimes those angles are tricky to see on the TV when they're way up there. The solids don't really have much problems, but you have to shoot them in the right order. You got to get that 5 ball out of the way of the 1. But you got an easy path to get to the 1 because you can shoot the 2 in the side to get to the 1.
Looks like he's gonna do 6, and then the 2, and then the 5.
Yeah. No, now it looks like he's going to shoot the 2 now. Kaden, they're asking what kind of cue you play with.
A pea shower.
Pea shower? And how long have you played with that one?
Year.
A year? Is that your first cue?
No.
No, you had another one before that. What'd you have then?
A Viper.
Viper. So you've upgraded a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you shooting with carbon fiber or just regular maple?
Carbon fiber.
Carbon fiber. Do you like the carbon fiber better than the maple, or?
Yeah.
Yeah. It seems to hit a little bit. The hit seems to be a little bit more solid. You feel a little bit of vibration when you're using maple shaft.
And I feel like I can get more English with the carbon fiber.
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit more action because the cue doesn't deflect. So the cue ball spins better. You're right on the money there. What kind of tip are you using? Do you know?
The pea shower medium, I think.
Medium. Yeah, I shoot with the medium also. We've been Obi sponsored for years, so we shoot with Obi. And I used to shoot with a Mori medium tip, but I'm sort of getting away from that now, and I'm going to go a little bit softer tip just for more action on the cue ball. Do you have any sponsors, Kate?
Pea shower.
Pea Shower sponsoring you. That's great. Um, so are they doing event sponsors or just like Q sponsor? Do they just provide you like equipment or?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. That way you get to shoot with the best equipment.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard. Sometimes they have conversations between each other, so you don't really know what they're talking about if you don't keep up with reading the chat. Did he make it there? Does he have a shot? It doesn't look like he does. So they're asking if you watch. Do you like watch any streams or any instructional stuff on YouTube, or
I like to watch streams.
do you? Yeah, you can learn a lot from them, especially if you're watching some of the pro stuff.
Mm-hmm. Looks like he might try to jump.
Yeah, it's a dangerous jump though.
About 11 looks like it's in the way.
Yeah, it's a lot of traffic. I'd be calling a ref over here for this one. Boy, he hit it good though. He did not foul on that. Cue ball got a little loose. It could have scratched real easy. But this is what it's all about. Mason has his opportunity right now. And Mason's on the hill. So it's a big opportunity. So do you get nervous when you play?
Not really, no.
Yeah, that's something that happens to you when you get older. The older you get, the more you worry about stuff like that. Most kids that I've talked to that when they first start playing and when I first started playing, um, I wasn't afraid of anything. So, like making a really long shot that's a really steep cut, it wasn't anything when I was young.
Mm-hmm.
Now I think about it twice as much as I would then. I've got a couple kids that are in Texas that are about your age. They're actually maybe a year or two older now. They're brothers that they play in the juniors. I have to get the names of them from Amy, but I'll tell you after a while. Um, they play they play really well. They've been last year in the junior at Worlds, not the BEF, but the one for BCA. Um, they were breaking and running on their finals match on the TV table. It was awesome to see because Shane Van Boning and Mike DeShane and a few other pros were sitting up in the audience watching those two kids break and run. They said it was pretty sick to be that age and breaking and running.
Yeah.
And he was playing a 16-year-old, and he beat him. I think he beat him 5-1. So yeah, they were real happy to get
Yeah.
that kind of win. There's not a lot of money involved in the junior stuff, but there's some good trophies, and it's good to have that stuff. You get a lot of experience in how to actually play in a tournament because tournament play is different than league.
Yeah.
In league, a lot of times you are concentrating, but you're having fun, and when you get to a tournament, it's like,
It's more serious.
oh, very, very serious. And what did you think about playing on the team? Was that different playing on teams for a tournament? Because like when you're on a team, if you make a mistake, everybody pays for it, not just you.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That just it hangs over your head a little bit that you're not just playing for yourself anymore. Now you're playing for
The whole team.
the whole team. So if you let somebody down, you're letting everybody down. I mean, most teams are really good about it though. If you make a mistake, they're like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's not a big deal. But I think you sort of think about it, as an individual, you think about it. Oh yeah, you're Wambra, the match you're talking about, and Caden should watch that. It's Landon Shuffett plays Earl Strickland on a 10-foot table, 10-foot diamond Bigfoot at the Southern Classic, and everybody was saying that Earl was going to beat him. I think it was a race to, I think it was a race to 10 or 12, but Earl only got 2 games in the whole match, and Landon was 18 years old at the time, and Landon literally beat the brakes off of him. And they thought it was, I think they said it was going to be 13-2 and Earl would win. By the way, Mason just did win that set. So we are going into a true double elimination. So they'll get new score sheets and then we'll come around and we'll have another set for you here. But the match they were talking about was pretty impressive. All right, Michelle, I won't tell him what the F yeah means. But yeah, that's a match to watch on YouTube. It's Earl Strickland against Landon Shuffett. Do you know who Landon Shuffett is? Well, Stan Shuffett is the one that does the. It's not perfect aim. It's the one that Tyler took. The classes that Tyler took, where he went to Louisville and met up with Stan Shuffett. It's I have to look it up. I forget what Stan calls his program. Oh, it's CTE Pro 1. It's called CTE Pro 1. It's center to edge. What he teaches is like it's an aiming technique, and it works really well. That's what Tyler actually uses to play. Um, Tyler more or less went to Stan, and then like maybe a year and a half later, Tyler's playing amazing. And it all had to do with Stan has a different way of teaching you how to aim, and there's different steps you go through to making a ball. So like your routine changes up quite a bit, and you have to get used to that routine. But Stan also teaches curtain banking, and what he does, he takes a curtain on a 9-foot table. The length of the table, the curtain goes all the way down to where the ball is, so you can't see the rail on the other side, and you still have to bank into the pocket. And what he teaches you don't have to see the rail. The rail's irrelevant.
All you have to see is the ball in the pocket.
The ball in the pocket and the distance between the ball and the pocket, and you can make the bank. And it's a neat program. Where they're at though in Kentucky, they play a lot of banks. They play short rack banks where you're playing 9-ball, but you're banking every shot. You don't bank them in order. It's not like rotation, but
Bank pool almost.
yeah, yeah. But short rack, it's just so it's 9-ball rack. It's a lot of fun. They play a lot of that though in Kentucky. All right, so Kendall won the lag. So now Kendall's on the first break. So he has the odds. Thanks, Eric, for the CTE there. I just had a moment there. I couldn't remember what it was called. Boy, he has trouble with that rack. He dropped it the last time he racked. What's funny is sometimes you can like see in the rack, you'll see like gaps because the camera's so clean. It just matters. I don't see any in his, but every once in a while you'll see where there's gaps between the balls, which makes for a horrible break. It just matters where the gaps are, but
looks like a good break.
Yep. Now, do you use the second ball break when you're doing 8-ball, or do you just hit head ball?
Head ball.
Head ball. I do too. A lot of people use the second ball break, which he just did. Gives a good spread, and that they used to do it all the time because they could make the 8-ball. That's not a big advantage anymore.
Oh.
I don't think you should be able to win on just making the 8-ball.
I tried it and I kept on scratching on the brakes.
Yeah.
Because I'd always come off and go right into that corner.
Yep. Not only that, you can't put as much energy into that break either. It's real easy to throw the cue ball off the table if you on the second ball break if you put a bunch of power behind it, so it's not really worth it. There's a lot of guys that use it though. Tell you what, no ball on the break, and
Mason might run out.
yeah, Mason's taking advantage of that.
Looks like he'll go 2-5-4.
Yeah, it's 2-ball shot's a little bit dangerous because you don't want to mess with those stripes too much. And he didn't see. He got out of there and then moved the 4-ball, but
He's gonna have to cut it into the corner.
yeah, the 4-ball goes right now, and you've got to take it right now. You don't have a choice. So this is another one of those things where 8-ball just changed his plan. But that's what I was worried about with going that direction, is actually hitting that 4-ball or hitting one of the stripes into the 4. He should be good now. Just a little back cut on this 5. It looks like it goes up in the top left corner, and he should be able to spin right around for the 8. Yeah, that was a beautiful shot.
Yeah.
Looks like he has a clean path to the corner. And this will put Mason up 1-0. So does Mason play a lot?
Yeah.
Does he? Pretty much all the time you see him in there?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure he has to work a little bit because, his dad owns the Man Apple. I'm sure he has to work some, but he also has a little advantage because he gets to play a lot.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully you get your wish and someday you get to play on the Moscone Cup team. I think it is the only thing in pool where you get paid whether you lose or win.
I think it is too.
At least I don't know of any other events where you get paid just for showing up. I think it's the only one.
I think Kendall's gonna take solids.
Yeah, you probably should too.
He can do the 2-4 combo.
Yeah. Looks like he's just going to roll the 7-ball in and then come down table a little bit. No, he decided he's going to tie that rack up is what he decided he was going to do. He did not want that 14 ball where it's at. You ever do that? You ever shoot something and then get mad at yourself because you didn't realize what was going to happen?
Yeah.
So somebody on here knows you. They said you sound great. All right, so he just moved his 2-ball out to make it easier. So more or less, he just dared Mason to run out.
That
Yeah,
14 looks like a trouble ball.
yeah, for sure.
Looks like he's gonna bank it into the side.
Yeah, that was a nice shot. And actually,
Good bank.
he freed up everything except for the 15. I don't think the 15 has a pocket up there, but if he gets on it right, he can actually shoot it in the side.
Yeah. Either sides.
Yeah, I think he was planning on knocking that around a little bit there, but I know he did not want to be here. All right, so he's just going to thin that to break those balls up, and hopefully, no, he didn't get safe. If he'd got on the other side of that 4, it'd have been pretty good.
I think that's what he was trying to do.
Yeah. So your brother's Brody?
Yeah.
Does Brody play?
Yeah.
Does he? Does he do pretty well too?
Yeah.
That's good. How old's your brother?
16.
16? Do you beat him very often?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Keep him on his toes.
Yeah.
That's one neat thing about pool. It doesn't matter how old you are. It just, a lot of it has to do with eyesight and practice.
Looks like they're all spread out nice.
Oh yeah, yeah. The only thing I still worry about it, on Masons on the stripes, the 10-11 right there. It's not that you can't make them. It's just a little trickier there. Just want to get good position on both of them. And I think he's having a little trouble deciding where he wants to start on this. The one ball goes in the corner, but it looks like it's kind of tight. Whenever you have a situation like that, you want to get as straight as possible because it is a whole lot easier to make that ball close to something if you're straight on it. So you're looking straight down it instead of at an angle.
If it was me, I'd go 6-5.
Now, Brody's here in the chat, and he's talking smack now. He said he thinks it's a little closer to 50-50. Kaden says you got the 8. Now, this must be somebody you know too. Is it? Says he's sitting next to Grandma.
I'd have to see him.
And she said no fighting. All right, so we've got Kendall running this rack down. He's still got a little bit of an issue because that 8 ball, I'm not sure. It has one pocket. He's got to get right there, right where he had his cue. He needs to be somewhere around the line of that 3 ball. Only problem is he makes this 3, unless he's planning on hitting this. He could possibly run into this 10 ball. Oh, he just knocked the 8 out a little bit. But I don't think he helped himself any, did he?
Got lucky. Almost.
Yeah, if it would have been square with the 8 ball, 8
That would
and a
have been
5.
tough.
Yeah, it would. But now, I don't know if he can see the edge of that ball. Yeah, and Mason's calling for a referee, which he should.
Yeah.
At this point, you don't want to, if you call the referee over there, at least somebody else sees it and can call the foul. If you go and then you call a foul on him, it's just you and your opponent just arguing it out whether that was a foul or not. So a little bit of a referee trick for you is the referee doesn't actually look to see which ball moves first. The referee looks to see where the balls go, because then you can determine where they got hit. You do look to see, which one's moving first, but the way the balls roll out,
If one rolls farther than the other.
right, or if it rolls at a different angle than the other, like it couldn't roll that way. Oh, that was a nice shot. There was not much room there. Sometimes when we're doing streams, they will back them up and look at them to see if it was right or not. All right, so we're tied up at 1 apiece. And what? No. No, I don't think so. I'd have to run it back to look. We were talking. Huh? Yeah. Oh, did he? Yeah. Do you know what the penalty is for conceding?
Do not.
The penalty for conceding is
Game loss.
that game and the next one.
Game loss.
Yeah, and the next game. Yeah. See, Bill's old, and sometimes he doesn't see everything. All right. So we're on Kendall's break.
Pretty sure you made one in the bottom corner.
Yeah. Just checking the tangent line there and seeing where that's actually going to end up. You should take our referee class that we have in Las Vegas at the BCA Worlds. We actually do a class there for the referees, and there's a whole class on physics, on how to tell if a split hit, how to determine which ball's closer on a lag, and stuff like that. It's actually kind of tricky. They use some neat tricks, like um, they'll lower their head down to see which ball's closer to the rail, because the ball that's closer to the rail will disappear first. You can see the other one longer because it's kind of neat stuff. There's a bunch of different things that they use though to determine, like, you know, who won a lag and stuff like that. Or the split hit thing is real interesting. And determining a double hit is a lot different than what you might think. A lot of people think it's just, well, if there's less than an inch there and you shoot at the ball, it's going to double hit. That's not true.
No.
But there are ways that they can actually tell. And all these referees, they have to go through that class. It takes about 4 days to go through the class. And I think that I think as a player, it helps you to know all those things, because you can watch your opponent from the chair and tell if they, you know,
Yeah.
foul real easy. All right, so Mason's working his way around this table. He's got the 3, the 2, and then it's just his choice which one he wants to shoot first. He has options there. Let's see what he does.
I think he's gonna go 1-4.
Yep. Yeah, he almost has to go 1-4 here. That way he's, shooting the 1 and has a natural to go back to the.
He might.
No, he's going to draw back.
Little far.
Yeah. Now he's back cutting. Not that it's difficult. I mean, it's just, it's harder to see. He's going to put a little bit of draw on it. That was a good shot.
Little straight.
Yeah, it didn't leave him a whole lot. I mean, he's got the 8 ball in the corner. The 15's close, but it looks like it goes real easy. Just has to just slide it in. That was a good shot. It was a nice out by Mason. 2-1. So do you like alternating break or do you like winner breaks?
I like alternate, because then everybody gets a chance.
That is true. That is true. It makes it a little bit more difficult. Um, High end players would tell you that the winner breaks format works better for them, but that's just because
They can run out
they
every
can run
time.
out every time. And but you're right, the alternating break gives you a better chance.
Because then, if your opponent runs out every time with winner break,
Yeah, yeah. Then you just sit in the chair and watch.
pretty much.
Yeah, and it's more fun when everybody gets to play, isn't it?
Yeah. Don't think he
Yeah.
made anything.
No, he didn't. Look where that cue ball ended up out real deep in that shelf on the top there. Yeah, John Mason does usually break with his jump cue. Oh, it's not a jump cue. It's actually just a short cue.
Mhm.
Yeah, that cue ball is just hanging on that shelf. There's not much there. You could roll that backwards into the pocket pretty easy. Now, there's a lot of things in pool that have to do with physics, though, and I wish they would teach it in school more
Yeah.
because just like when you go to break, you can hit it as hard as you want to, but you cannot transfer your strength to the cue ball. The only thing you transfer to the cue ball is speed. So the faster the snap of the break is, the faster your break or the harder your break's going to be. But no matter what you do, you can't take your strength and transfer it to the ball. That's why there are times where you can break just as well as somebody else that's a lot larger than you are or may have more strength. It doesn't matter because it's all about speed. Now, you probably break better than what most adults do because of speed, and you're young, you still have that. And not only that, you have muscle memory from playing. You've been playing for a little while now. How long you been playing?
3 years.
3 years. How long's your brother been playing?
Probably the same.
Probably the same. And you're giving him the 8, huh? He's not saying anything. Brody, he's not saying that he's giving you the 8. I was just teasing him. All right, let's see where Mason wants to go from here. You think he's shooting the 15? No, he's going to go shoot the
12.
12, yeah. 15, I was wondering if it passed into the corner, but it looks like it does. So do you shoot the 12 and then the 9?
I'd say. He's gonna have a hard time getting down
Yeah,
to the 15 and the 13.
it just shows you different players see it different because the way I seen it, I would have just rolled up a little bit to shoot the 13 and then gone all the way up the table and back for the 9 just to let it roll a little bit. But I see his point too, where that was a good shot. He cheated the pocket just a little bit.
Draw back for the 9 in the corner.
Yeah, it's not easy though. He has to hit it really good. Yes, John, there are some crazy good junior players. All right, so Mason's got a tough cut here because of the position of the cue ball. He's just going to have to put it up there and rely on his aiming ability. He's just going to have to back cut this, stroke the ball good, and come out on the other side of the two. Oh no, he actually hit the two, which is perfect. Gives him a good shot on the eight.
Mason's break.
Yep. That's one thing about alternating break is that if you get a break and run in the right pattern, and then it's your break also, you can jump up 3 games pretty quick. Is it Mason's break or it's oh, it's a 4th game, so no, it's Kendall's break. Mason didn't break first this time, did he? No, no. Kendall won the lag, so he's on. I don't know. That's even. Let's see. It would have been. So it was Kendall.
So does Kendall's break now.
Yeah,
5th
you're right.
game.
5th game. Yeah. Kendall's looking at that 3-ball cluster there at the bottom and seeing what he can do with that.
The 5 and the 15 look hard to get to.
Yeah, they do. Doesn't matter what you take, you're going to have to deal with that. You know, if you can find a ball to actually deal with it right now, that's the perfect time to do it. That way you have the whole table to make changes if you have to. You may actually be able to. You can't shoot the 7 and get into it, but
If he takes stripes, he might be able to draw back on the 14.
yeah, that would work. Let's see which way he sees this. Well, he's got a little different angle. I think he can get from the 7 to the 5 here. At least knock those balls around a little bit to make a little bit of a better option. You don't want to hit them too hard, though, because it may go crazy. Didn't buy him anything. A lot of times they say no good deed goes unpunished. So he he actually did pretty good getting in there to get that ball, but it didn't really knock the 5 out. Hey, John Graves, you think you got it good with your wife? There's a guy here at this pool tournament that his fiance just bought him a new diamond table for the house. That's a gift. And she said when he went home, he cleaned out the dishwasher and did a bunch of other chores just to, she didn't even have to ask. All right, let's see where. Hmm. Now that 9 ball is going to be an issue, but he just has to find a place to slowly ease that out of there.
If he can get onto the left side of the 11, he might be able to put top and knock it out.
Yeah, I think maybe you do it from the 10, shoot the 10 right now and actually shoot for position on that. Well, you'd have to be on the other side. But I know Mason pretty well. He'll find a way to get there. Yeah, I think here I'm shooting the 15. Draw back a little bit. And try to shoot the 12 on the side. Or if he has the angle, he could go ahead and try to take the 11 now. But he doesn't want to waste his chance, so he's going to probably shoot the 12.
And then knock him out.
Yep, and hope that it falls. That's perfect right there. If it doesn't fall, you got problems still.
That's still a triple ball.
Yeah. That little point will get you every time. Have you noticed that about the side pockets? The corner pockets, the points don't bother you as much unless you really get into them. But on the side pockets, if you hit that point, they just don't go in.
Looks like Kendall will run out.
Yep. Well, he should. I mean, basically, that's
6'5'8".
you. That's where you do. You take advantage of your opponent's mistakes and go from there. We got Kaden into a little argument with his brother about who plays better. I kept telling his brother that he's going to give him the 7. All right, so we should be back up here with Mason's break. Yeah. They're talking about when I was saying about giving him the 7. All right, so Mason's break. He squatted the cue ball. It got a little bit of a kick there, but it didn't really hurt anything. Got a good spread, and there's not much clustered.
Think he's gonna take stripes.
Yeah, that's where I would be going with this.
12 and then the 10.
Yep. Yeah, but he wanted to bust out that 13. Unfortunately, he put the 4 in there, but he still got options,
11,
many pockets.
15.
Yeah, 11, 15. Come around for either the 9 or the 13, whichever way he wants to do it. Looks like he got pretty straight on the 15. Draw stroke still works. I've noticed that Mason does like to use draw. He uses it quite a bit. That hurts. But I don't, you know, he hadn't left a whole lot.
Only thing you left was that 2.
Yeah, the 2 ball's the only thing he left out there. Hey, Amy, hand me that Mountain Dew up there.
Good save.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, just using that 8 ball and tucking up behind that 7, that's a pretty good shot. But Mason doesn't mind jumping. He doesn't like playing on the floor, though. It's okay, because it cost extra here. I charge you $1 a bounce. With these two playing, I mean, basically, when he played safe, it was unfortunate that the ball bounced like that. But now there's a lot of pressure actually on Kendall to get out. Because with 2 balls on the table, or 3 balls on the table, Mason has a really good opportunity to get out if you miss.
Yeah.
So you think that, you know, it's a big break for Kendall, but it's also a lot of pressure. There was a lot of times when I was playing a lot that I would always try to win the first rack. I called it the intimidation rack because that way, if your opponent did not know you, you got in their head a little bit.
Yeah.
Which I don't think it should be as mental as what it is, but it is. There's a lot of mental game there. A lot of players will try to distract you, and the best thing I found to do is just ignore them. I've even sat over in the chair and acted like I didn't even know they were playing pool, looking at the wall. Looked like I was counting bricks. It looks like that 2 ball goes past the 9, and he's just going to shoot the 6-2, 4, and then up for the 8. Did he hit it too hard? Nope. No, he still got it. If he rolled behind that 15, he would have regretted that. There's something that I say all the time, and that is do not make shape if you already have it. Because all you're doing, it may look fancy, but all you're doing is taking a chance on messing up your rack.
3-3.
Yeah, 3-3. There's also something that a physics teacher taught me a long time ago, and basically, it's the KISS theory, and it's keep it simple, stupid. Because if you make it too difficult, you'll mess it up. So the easier that you make it, the better off it is. So you know, trying to use a bunch of English and stuff like that sometimes can really mess you up. The the more you can shoot natural and just use ball speed, the better off you'll be. Lots of English looks cool, but always doesn't get you out.
Yeah.
All right, so I seen the stripe go up in the top corner.
Don't know if the 6 goes past the 9.
Yeah,
I think it does.
it does look like it'll go past the 9. If the 6 goes past the 9, solid for sure. And it's a perfect opportunity for a break and run because of just the way it's laid out. The 6 goes by the 9, and now it's sort of like connect the dots. I think the balls in the middle need to be taken care of right away, but shoot the 2, then maybe the 5 or the 7. I think he was trying to leave the 4 ball open, but it doesn't matter. I think the 7 goes between the 10 and the 8. Yeah. The only thing I've ever heard about Mason's extension that people don't like is the referees don't like it because it looks like he's holding his cue up all the time. It looks like he's calling for a ref as he's walking around. Now, John, is it 4 inches on your TV or on ours or on the table? There's a lot of times where it looks a lot different on here than what it does when you're looking down on it from the table. When we're in Las Vegas, we have the cameras on the table. I'll have this view, and I'll have a side view, and then we've got a view straight over the top of the table. It goes through the light. There's a camera in the light, and we get a straight down shot of the whole table. Now that shot, that view, you can tell everything. Oh, just on your screen? We'll have to see how much he has to put on it to actually make it go 4 inches on your screen.
Looks like he'll go 4-1 and then the 7.
Yep. There's a nice path from the 1 ball to the 7 for sure. And if you actually get right there on the 7 for in the corner, if you get straight on it, you're actually better off than if you have an angle, because all you have to do is just stop the ball and you got the 8 right on the side. But I guess right here's where you need to decide what your key ball is going to be, because you'll limit your choices as soon as you make this 4. But now I think he's gotten straight on this 1. Now he thinks he can still get over there, so let's see what he's got planned. But it looks pretty straight from here.
Yeah.
It's the only problem with straight. You got one option, backwards. You can't follow it and follow it into the pocket.
Looks like that's what he's doing too.
Yeah. Yeah. hopefully he has a path down into the bottom. Yeah, 2 straight. That's exactly right. They called you the young Jedi. The young Jedi is correct. These guys have fun and joke around all the time. I'm sure you see it in other streams.
Yeah.
Our streams are a little bit different though. We don't commentate the same way other people do because a lot of times it's boring. You just if they're doing 9 ball and they're telling you that they're going to shoot the 1 and they're going to shoot the 2 and then they're going to shoot the 3, it makes me want to just quit and shut the volume off. So the tangent line here is actually running into the 8 ball. When he shoots this in the corner,
Might push it more to the side.
yeah, he thinks he was putting his cue there like it was going to hit the 10. I'll be surprised if that hits a 10. It could. Maybe we're just seeing the angle a little bit wrong. Oh, he's got a horseshoe in his back pocket, I guarantee. That went off a lot of stuff. Still one in the pocket. That that was pretty good out. I don't know about that. That one shot is questionable because of it coming off that other ball. So they're taking a bathroom break here. We won't tell you exactly what they said, but they're taking a bathroom break. Kendall's on the hill with Mason's break, I believe. It's game 8, right? Well,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Game 8.
yeah, so it should be Mason's break. So what do you think of commentating?
I like it.
It's hard to come up with things to talk about, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Once you get to know the person you're commentating with, though, it's a lot easier. Me and my wife, Amy, we commentate together all the time, so it's easy for us to keep talking. And then Rick, the owner of BadBoys, him or Kenny, his son, we all commentate all the time together. So it's just like, 2 friends sitting around watching a pool match and talking about it. Oh, you got somebody taking your picture. Do you want something to drink? That's what she's asking. He said Bud Light. Bud Light. Yeah, you can go ahead and take it off. All right, we're going to take just a second while they're on break, and we'll be right back. right, I think I don't know if his opponent's back or not. We'll find out here in just a second. Yeah, he's back. So we are back and rolling. Mason broke dry, which is unfortunate in this position. All right, so he's taking solids. It looks like he's going to shoot the 3 and either come down for the 6-7, or he can also shoot the 3 and come down and shoot the 1. But once he clears that end of the table, all the rest of his balls are on the other end, and for me, that makes things a little easier, a lot less moving the cue ball. But he overrun the 1, so he's going to have to come back for it. This is very much connecting the dots here. The only real clusters that they have are the stripes. And Kaden's back with us. Did you get you something to drink?
Yep.
That helps a bunch. Yeah. You ought to try this when the teams are going and they double dip and you have like a 4-hour match that you have to commentate. Well, Mason broke dry. And Kendall took stripes or solids, and he's got a really good opportunity to get out here. He just shot the 2 ball. Now he's shooting the 1, which means that all the rest of his balls are on this end of the table. Once he's done this, there's a lot less movement. I mean, I think I'm shooting the 7, the 6, then the 4, and the 4 gives you good position on the 8. You can literally drop it right in there where you want it. Now, I think I would have shot that a little different.
I think I would have came off the ground and put the 6 in the corner.
Exactly. So you're straighter, and you can have more control on where you want the position on the 4 ball. Because the position on the 4 is important to get on that 8 right. You're playing half table. He did good there. All he has to do is just stun it up for the 8 now. He'll just stun that cue ball. Yep. And move it straight in for the 8. I mean, that's a really good out, too.
Yeah.
And that actually is the win for Kendall. So Kendall is the platinum 8-ball champion for the state of Wisconsin for BCA. And if you guys want to stick around for teams after a while, we'll be coming back for teams. We got a women's team final coming up in about an hour. So just hang out and we'll try to get you on there.